I'm just going to read one from this new book that's just out. I have some copies if anyone wants one. This one's called Salutatorian Speech. My grandfather was a firefighter. He died and they kept delivering the paper and its orange jacket to his doorstep like a tiny afterlife. He told me a story. He pulled on a woman's arm and it came off. The theme of this speech is loss. Theme is what you carry away while the body turns to ash. The little iron shovel by the fireplace, the black construction paper, the stars on strings of a grade school play, the rumor-monger bumblebees floating like fat starships over the peonies. Theme orders it all, sets your calculator on quotient for lust, smell of jasmine, taste of a quince, makes the I-beams act self-important. And then, in the June heavy rain, you fall in love with the witchcraft that knits brake lights together. Theme selects the varsity moments in our lives when something happens quick and distinct as the sound of a ring box closing. The sun rises, the moon, some other celestial crap. But no, my speech tonight is about my neighbor, a grown man sobbing in the courtyard under the palm tree, a diabetic and an alcoholic. He will be dead in a few weeks. Like a plane, he has a black box in his head that he can't break to obscure the tapes. I'll watch them carry him out on a stretcher as if being displayed one last time to the world. Brave means dealing with pain. Thin means carrying little with you. The mouse has it right. It is the single gray bag it carries. Who am I kidding? This speech is about how it crosses my mind in the odd moment, say, watching the little flakes of tinfoil in the surf. How I want to skin the night to see its system of propulsion. How the trick may be to paint over, in huge black strokes, infinite pieces of competent artistry to get at a single important pain. Franklin Central High School class of 1997. Future bullies, barmaids, doctors, inmates, interns. You want to be alive. Be careful of your success. And the rest of these poems that I'm going to read are from a brand new manuscript I'm working on, which is mainly a series of just big, wild, exuberant love poems. These are quite different from the journal gems in here. All right, this one's called a domestic scene. We have woken without the Nordic horses of hangovers in our heads. No yellow lights, no wolf tearing apart the newspaper, the ugly tenor sax, wine lip, clamped sinuses, dragon's breath, sparrow's nests in the mouth, brain-tripped tongue, whiskey shivers, crackling geometric shapes when we close our eyes. Let's start again with big cold beers in the garden. A bluebird and a redbird in the grass. They are two phones. When they fly away, we hear a faint dial tone. Now is the chance to speak of love. We come from a country of entrepreneurs. This is why I love each little business that plays across your face. Adorable how you said, this swamp is fresh out of frogs. Yvonne, I promise never to look at you with pocket-sized poison. Don't look at the cat. God designed cats to look bored when everything is burning. No, they haven't domesticated foxes yet, but there are still other reasons to rise. Oh, they pulled the hash out of the queue. Let's do some calisthenics to get our hearts going. This is the gospel. These are the toes. Tomorrow we will have godlike butts. Your rigor is trespassless. Every note rented nude and returned nude. How you call yourself a chiropractor before cracking the backs of ice cube trays. Unlike other things, if you paint over a mirror, it ceases to be a mirror. Unfortunately, it does not become sausage, bacon, wheat toast, 3 eggs over easy. Delicious. The night carries us through the night. And in the picture, you look afraid of the night. The night was created by a mistake in accounting. The night was about to close, so they opened it for another 8 hours. Part precision, part poltergeist. Buzz the stewardess. There is a brickwork behind the world. Physique ruthless, a territory theory. No indifference in you. Our apartment is under the signal tower. It works its wounds for warnings. What formless thing there is between us each morning. I'm almost ready to start calling it a person, a home. I hope it never becomes a formality. Let's buy you a dress. What size are you? Calibri body 11? There is such a diversity on the docket this morning. The accidea of leaves falling, the booze hound and the book dealer to admire. I love the pitchy night. Gold foil under the skin. I understand cotton candy, understand hot dogs, understand relish. The tiny squeaks when unscrewing the bow ties at the end of hard candy. Night baseball games, our little concession. Desire, what are the symptoms? A coaster shredded to a little cloud on the reflective bar. The marquees around the names in the jukebox bright. We play Book of Love. It is just the sound of rain on the roof of a car. I ran out into the cold 3 times and had to come home. I confused outerwear with trial and error. Sorry. Let's not think about how little holds us here. I am dog-eared in so many places it looks like I have a body. And no one surprises me but you. When I had come home, you had drawn a big heart on the phone book and written, "Everyone loves you." All right, here's the final poem. This was inspired by this strange medieval guy who wrote an entire book, like 1,000 pages of different ways to say your letter pleased me very much. Because this is, I guess, what they did in medieval times, is this rhetorical concept called copiousness, where you could just like say the same thing 100,000 different ways, and that's what made you great. So this is kind of like inspired by that. Yvonne, to wake with you is a singular joy. Waking with you produced within me a bounty of joy. To wake next to you is to experience immeasurable happiness. To awaken next to you is a bounty of exceeding delight. Waking with you is to be happy. You're laughing now, this goes on. Happiness surrounds me when I wake with you. How glad I am to wake with you. How exultant I am to end my slumber in your arms. How relieved I am to find you at the end of my slumber. Your waking brings with me nothing but joy. Waking with you is a banquet of happiness. Waking with you is a banquet of happiness from which I feast. Waking with you, I am so happy I embarrass flowers. Waking with you, I am so happy the rain keeps itself cinched up in clouds. Waking with you, I give away all my possessions but happiness. It feels so good to wake next to you. I fill volumes of happiness upon waking next to you. My dear Yvonne, how happy you make me upon waking. Upon waking, I find myself full of unbounded joy. There is not a heaven I could wake into better than your company. A triumph came with your waking. Each waking in your presence is to receive a gift. To witness you stir in the morning is to become the embodiment of joy. To wake with you brings me indelible happiness. To wake with you is a golden feeling. The beatitude I feel upon waking with you has no bounds. Vexation veers from the room upon the opening of your eyes. Bliss buzzes like a power transformer as you arise. When you wake, despair halts its factory. Felicity is the fire of your waking. The enjoyment I feel upon your entry into the day is boundless. To harbor the many ships of my happiness as you wake is no small task. I build a museum of each moment I watch you rise. To know you will be joining me this day is to hazard happiness. Happiness harasses me when I wake with you. Waking with you. Happiness. Every other happiness feels inferior to waking with you. Delight is in attendance upon our waking. I feel intelligent with bliss upon receiving your company each morning. Niggling night to New Jerusalem when you wake. Your waking is an anodyne. Yvonne, how happy I am to wake with you this morning. Somber slips quietly out of bedrooms when waking with you. How glorious to wake at your side. How outstanding to be in your company as you wake. My joy is matchless on this mattress. All is optimal and best in the world when you wake. Punctually, a happiness rises in me upon your rising. Beginning the day with you is a delight. To gaze upon you in the morning is an unarguable joy. To wake with you is correct, nice, right. What music plays as you wake. To wake up with you is to watch contentment descend. As you woke softly, my heart beat loudly. As you moved away from sleep, I moved towards happiness. I feel evanescent as you wake. This morning, composed carefully, was carefully felt. In your waking, my happiness is published. In your waking, each rumor becomes recital. In your waking, the rest of the world becomes scenery. In your waking, the firehouses go on alert and the sprinklers go off to cool the lawns. Colors fall from their strings about the room when you wake. In your waking, the solution precedes the problem. In your waking, I pace back and forth in the room of my heart. My heart feels overpeopled upon your rising. What a superior feeling waking next to you. How excellent and proud I feel upon your waking. The rich theft I feel from my poor heart as you wake. Results turn to full-blown theory when you wake. Our togetherness in the morning brings endless joy. In light, I find little to hold. In light that moves too fast. In light that stops at my skin. In light that could travel forever through nothing. But in light, I find you. Thanks.
Yeah.